Use the most efficient method to solve 6y squared plus 11y minus 2 equals 0. In this case, we either need to factor or use the quadratic formula. If we try to factor this, we need to use the AC method because there is a leading coefficient. So let's give that a try. In this case, a times c is 6 times negative 2, which is negative 12, and b is 11. So we need two numbers that have a product of negative 12 and a sum of 11. Those numbers are 12 and negative 1. So we use those to split that middle term. This gives us 6y squared plus 12y minus 1y minus 2 equals 0. And now that there are four terms on the left-hand side, we can use grouping. In the first group, 6y squared and 12y are both divisible by 6y. So we're going to pull out a 6y as the GCF, and that leaves us with y plus 2 as the leftovers. In the second group, all we can pull out is a negative 1, but when we do that, that leaves us with y plus 2 as the leftovers as well. So we see that both groups have a y plus 2 in common, and when we pull that out, we're left with 6y minus 1. So once we factored this, we get y plus 2 times 6y minus 1 equals 0. And we can use the zero factor property to set each of these factors equal to 0, and then we can solve. For the first one, we subtract 2 on both sides, and that gives us y equals negative 2. In the second one, we can start by adding 1 to both sides of the equation. That leaves us with 6y on the left and 1 on the right. To get y alone, we divide by 6. That gives us y equals 1/6. And so we have our final answer, y equals negative 1/2, or y equals 1/6.